I'm Dena Vassey, and I'm a school librarian working with grades 6 through 12. And I want to talk about Speak by Laurie Hall Sanderson. Speak is probably the book that I recommend the most to my young adult patrons. And the reason I recommend it so much is because the sexual assault statistics for our society are just terrible. There are probably 1 in 4 girls, young adults, that will be assaulted at some point in their life. And Speak does such a good job of talking about this graphic subject, but not in a graphic way, in a way that is accessible for everyone. And it focuses, instead of on the incident, it focuses on the after effects and how much it affects both, the main character that it happens to, but her friends and her family and the whole school, as it turns out. I haven't actually had this book challenged, but I did have a parent who had read the book say that she didn't think that 9th grade boys should read it. It happens, the main character's in 9th grade when it happens. And I respectfully disagree, because I think that, of course, sexual assault usually happens to girls, so girls can relate to it from that way. But I feel like if more boys were aware of the consequences and the after effects, then maybe it wouldn't happen as often. So I think it's a book for everyone. Okay, and I would like to read a passage from probably my favorite book ever, Looking for Alaska, by John Green. So, I wondered if there would ever be a day when I didn't think about Alaska. Wondered whether I should hope for a time when she would be a distant memory, recalled only on the anniversary of her death, or maybe a couple of weeks after, remembering only after having forgotten. I knew that I would know more dead people. The bodies pile up. Could there be a space in memory for each of them? Or would I forget a little of Alaska every day for the rest of my life? Once, early on in the year, she and I had walked down to the smoking hole, and she jumped into Culver Creek with her flip-flops still on. She stepped across the creek, picking her steps carefully over the mossy rocks, and grabbed a waterlogged stick from the creek bank. As I sat on the concrete, my feet dangling toward the water, she overturned rocks with the stick and pointed out the skittering crawfish. "You boil them and then suck the heads out," she said excitedly. "That's where all the good stuff is, the heads." She taught me everything I knew about crawfish and kissing and pink wine and poetry. She made me different. I lit a cigarette and spit into the creek. "You can't just make me different and then leave," I said out loud to her, "because I was fine before Alaska. I was fine with just me and last words and school friends, and you can't just make me different and then leave." For she had embodied the great perhaps. She had proved to me that it was worth it to leave behind my minor life for grander maybes. And now she was gone, and with her, my faith in perhaps.